Here's the Autometer gauge Temp Mopar series. Sitting at about a little bit over 100 degrees. I don't know what the ticks are in between 100 and 150. I'm guessing it's probably like around 115. Today is about 55 degrees on the highway. On the highway, it's pretty much stayed where it's at now, doing about 65. I do have a trans cooler installed too, so that probably helped, along with the temperature outside. Sorry, it's kind of windy out here, but the green cord goes to the back of the gauge and then connects to the sender that's on the transmission line going to the cooler. I did tap into this red line for the 12-volt power, and then tapped into the black line for the ground. I just ran the wire straight across and then down to the cooler. Sorry, not the cooler, but the transmission temperature manifold, which you should be able to see right there. It's blue. And see if I can get a picture of the sender. Okay. And you see the green wire going to the sender there. Everything's working good. I got the sender from Summit here in Georgia. Just drove down to McDonough, picked it up, 43 bucks. Well, actually 39 bucks plus tax. This came out to about 42. And again, there's the cooler that helps keep the transmission line cool. Pretty easy install. After I installed it, I did have trouble with it not reading correctly. I had the bracket behind the gauge. I guess it's putting too much pressure on the gauge itself, so the needle wouldn't move unless I tapped on the glass. So I have this gauge not actually mounted in; it's just pushed in and secured just by the dimensions or the diameter of the gauge pod, which keeps it pretty tight on the side. So it's not going anywhere. This one, the oil pressure is secured with the bracket in the back. But good investment. It was $160 from Mopar Super Center, and then the transmission manifold was $43. If you have any questions, just ask me on YouTube or send me a comment. And also, lastly, did forget, I put the transmission through hell on the way back from work, taking some back roads, pushing as hard as I can, stop and go. Pretty much just stayed at about 150 degrees with that trans cooler. Again, the temperature outside does help with keeping the transmission cooler, but that's a good indication of keeping my transmission longevity. Again, 150 degrees, pushing it light to light on the back streets, about 115 degrees on the highway, doing about 65.